Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not pressed with making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just where I live, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold. Bang roll, on the go. Ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. I get it in, I get it in. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. I get it in, I get it in.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Let's get it. Let me see how all systems go. We look good here. And yeah, let's have a look what we got going on the charts, run down the analysis and all of that good stuff here. So yeah, we start off with the calendar today as always. Have a look at what we got going on today. Today's going to be Thursday here. A lot of red overall, you can see 11:15, 11:30, 12 o'clock, 12:30 PMI. So main one for us trading the GBP is going to be PMI. We do have a bit of Euro news now. Euro news can move the GBP here. So keep that in mind because Euro news will kind of, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Kind of price in, but force is, I don't know, it's trying to find the word I'm looking for, but I guess it's like foresee what's going to happen for the GBP because they're similar economies, right? And then we have unemployment claims later. So pretty heavy day, a lot of red folders. And then we have Bailey speaking again later in the evening here. Like yesterday, not really too much I need to worry about since we're not really trading at that time. So yeah, a lot of red folders here today. So keep an eye out on when you're trading today, guys. Especially you're trading USD. Make sure you're looking when PMI is released. Make sure you're looking when unemployment claim is released. Check this out. 4:30, 5:45. There's small gaps between, right? GBP we have around 12:30 here. And then we have Euro we need to watch here, right? So 11:15, 11:30. We need to make sure that we're on the ball here. Making sure that we're locked in to basically, you know, not get messed up because it will move the pound. I have seen that in the past where we have the Euro news actually move something in GJ, and the problem is if you're sitting in drawdown or you're sitting close to TP or something, you could get that spike up, and that spike up can hit your stop even though it plays out. So that's an annoying situation that can happen, but one you have to think about, you know, to begin with. So let's run the analysis here. Obviously, finally, we're getting a pullback after a monstrous move towards the upside yesterday, finding a top around New York and then pulling back over around, I'd say, late New York into Asian here. So if we look at the daily time frame, we're still closing bullish here. But what's very interesting about this bullish close and massive information is we didn't close back inside of the range. This is key. This is key to understand, right? Yeah, this is key to understand that look what happened. We did close below the range. If we close above the range, we have a higher probability to fill this range, start to film into higher ranges here, somewhere into the 4-hour resistance. Now looking at 4-hour, you probably guessed it, they are closing bearish here. Reason is obviously we've been moving down. So question is, do we make a higher low and attempt to make a new high here, or do we, you know, we pop up here, potentially make a resistance and then continue down? So obviously for downside action, we are sitting at this kind of previous 4-hour support. If you look at this previous 4-hour support and then drag the mouse here, you can see that's where we reacted off right now. We do have a wick here around 500. So we're going to bring back all drawings and see how we're looking here. So overall drawings look pretty good. So, you know, obviously if we're going to look for some form of bounces here, we might want to fill some of this range here. If we're extremely bullish, we will respect the previous 4-hour support that we saw the resistance formed here, and basically we will respect this and stay within the 4-hour range. So think about this. If I remove drawings and you think about this as a range here, we will stay inside of that. Oops, let me draw it a little bit better, my bad. We will stay inside of this range here, and we will find support from the bottom of the range here, but which is kind of here, to be honest. So if we fail, then obviously we're going to come back and retest here, which we will start to see populate on lower time frames. So we need to keep that in mind. Obviously, for a support to be formed, we need to see strong bullish candle close here, which we don't have till about a little bit later here. So let's go back, bring back drawings. I want to bring some key levels down a little bit. I think next level we have is 500 here. It is yeah, otherwise that's looking fine. So let's go see what we're looking at. Mixed buys today. If we're gonna take buys, it doesn't really look like any buy setup is happening at the moment, in terms of we have a lot of resistance overhead. So it's quite tough to buy into all of this stuff here. Even if we're looking to buy above this, this is actually like a buy that's gonna fool a lot of people, because it's right into this 1-hour zone here. I guess actually, to be honest, it would be okay. It's 13 pips to that zone, so you can make a decision there. But I guess that's the only place that you'd be looking for buys. is above this 15. Reason being is that you need break of structure. Until we break this structure, that's just going to be an area for lower high. So if we start to respect this zone here, which we look like we're popping up right now, but if we start to respect somewhere in this zone, especially key level, you can find yourself towards the downside. Setup 2 on a 30-minute can end up playing out, and we can get a bearish candle closing down below, and then we can start selling back towards this 30-minute support. If we do create support and London starts to reverse from this previous 4-hour, then we can look for only buys above here. Again, small range, only 13 pips, which is going to be somewhere around this resistance, I would assume. The whole range is 22 pips, so you need a pretty good closure. If this moves straight up, don't trust it. Need to see support formation. Remember, this is still bearish here, still bearish on 30-minute and stuff, so we need to keep that in mind. We've had a massive move up, and you know, it just could be one of these bounces. And you can see what happened after this bounce is we actually ended up rolling over. If you look at this, it's actually a very similar type scenario. This 15-minute formation is kind of the same formation forming on a 30-minute here. So yes, short term, are we going to see some upside? Well, I think we're playing that out already, right? So now it's a question of, okay, do we start to create resistances and then start to fail? I would say for this nice setup would be this one here. When we close below this support here to continue down retest, be looking for something similar, and that will allow you to take sells below here, which if we check the range here should be about 10 pips already. Now if we can get sells from higher, even better, right? So that's exactly what I'd be looking for here, is this type of move. So if we go ahead now and look at gold here, gold also very interesting yesterday. We had a very nice pullback that we actually took yesterday, trying to capitalize off counter trend, but it ended up being the trend for the day, right? So this is very, very interesting to see that it ended up being the trend for the day. And yeah, reverse down here, took sells on the close below setup 1, and wow, I didn't expect it to dump this much. I think this was a total of like a 300 something pip dump. Yeah, 380, almost 400 pip dump. So a massive sell-off here. Profit taking obviously comes into play here, and that's why we see such a heavy downside move. So yeah, if we're looking at what's up on the charts now, we are at least now playing with structure. So if we look at weekly, nothing really much impacted at weekly, so I always want to show you guys the bigger picture. But daily we start to see something very interesting. First ever daily candle to actually break this small structural point, but this structural point is more relevant on a 4-hour time frame, because you can see it's actually a break of structure on 4-hour. Yes, we are respecting this zone here, but we do have a slight break of structure. So if price wants to roll over, we could get that rolling over of price. Right now, 4 hours closing back in the range, we do have an opportunity to test back into the top of the range. Same thing with 1 hour here. We do have this previous here, a range that I wonder if it will be relevant or not. It does look like a pretty strong zone from the past. Yesterday it had absolutely no you know, no business yesterday, but we'll just put that as question mark, right? Just to leave as a question mark. So ideally what we want to see is, if we're going to look for buys, I would love to buy on a pullback type move. So if we can pull back into the range here, would be actually ideal scenario to see us pull back into the range. Find some sort of setup 2 here would be nice. Then we can just trade to highs, because you can see every high here retraced. This is a new high, potentially retraced. We can trade back to this zone and then potentially continuation. If price is just gonna consolidate and create support or resistance here, probably we'd be looking for a nice little liquidity grab and then a close above to continue here would be the plan on gold. Obviously trying to get back up into here. Now obviously back up in here is where it becomes a question, do we want to start to roll over? Is this the zone we want to start to roll over in? Is this where we want to try create resistance, since we broke structure here? Daily candle doesn't even have the strongest bottom wick, so we can end up flipping here. It's not out of the question. What if we're gonna sell during London session right here? I think London session sells, we need to break some form of structure, so we need more information to see if we can sell from the top here, because we're not really reached a target like reaching the 4 hour or reaching this previous zone here. So we need to see how that populates on the charts, but that is going to be the plan for gold. So let's see if we can get those pullbacks. Now to wrap it up, we have GU here as well, leaving a big dump from yesterday, following suit with gold, as we have this USD strength coming into the market here. USD trading at 104 here, which is a pretty strong zone. You can see we've had a very, very strong rally since the beginning of this month here, and just been non-stop rally Now we've reached our first daily resistance here and reached the first point where we can potentially find resistance. But it's looking strong. It's looking strong. 4 hours well reached that same resistance. So this is a natural pushback area. But again, this could just lead into a higher low. We're not breaking structure. We're not doing anything here alarming. So realistically, dollar strength is still in the cards here. So looking at GBP USD, if we look at the daily time frame, obviously we're closing bearish here, completing this completing our moving into this clean candle zone that we identified from back here, that if we start to break into this zone, it's a lot of clean candles, so it's just a matter of time before we fill it. Looking, strange time for us to move. This is after London close here. So now looking at price, obviously daily closing bearish, 4 hours making a small support here, not the strongest support, not really much you can do with this support right here. So it technically does give us a mixed bias, but we need to investigate lower time frames here. You start to find lower time frames a little bit more messy. I would say if we can pull back into this zone here, which is our next resistance, or a little bit higher into our next resistance, we can look to continue these sells. It's pretty strong bearish bias here in terms of selling. To buy right now from this area, we haven't really reached anywhere on higher time frame for us to bounce here. Yes, we have created a 4 hour support, but you can see even yesterday when creating this 4 hour support, it just failed anyways. All 4 hour supports have been failing. So until I see price do something a little bit different, like strong support candles or changes of structure, probably will not be looking for higher time frame buys just yet here. So yeah, I mean, it does make sense above the range to look for buys, but ideally I'd look for fake outs to continue sells. Now if we're looking for what type of sells we could be taking, yeah, we need a little bit more price action to develop to identify some clean zones. Immediately, this type of zone will be more of our aggressive zone here to try capitalize below here, I would say. That's 30. Below here, I would say, is a zone we could look to capitalize off. Not the biggest, but again, you'd expect the super trend to continue and just go back to the bottom of the range. Now, if we start breaking outside of this range, yeah, buys can make sense here. We do have previous 4 hour closing bullish, of course. So we can look for those buys. It's not out of the question here. Just need to see how price gets there and what we want to do. Excuse me, what we want to do. So we need to see what price wants to do at these levels. I am cautious about all of these levels up here. I do feel like we can get rejection, as that's what we've been seeing for London all week, right? So yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for here, and that's the analysis. So hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. If you did, let me know. You know the drill here. Leave a like on the stream. I would appreciate it. If you can get the likes up to 100, I would appreciate that. You guys know it, hate to say it, but part of the game, we call it the YouTube business. Let's get it. Let's see what we have in store and take it from there. So yes, sir. We'll also have a look at DAX in a minute. Can look to trade that potentially. See how the ranges are. Let's have a look at DAX. A lot of lines here. I want to start to clean up these lines. So DAX daily is closing bearish here. No bottom wick again, same as yesterday. We ended up continuing down. 4 hour support we're sitting at here. So bearish bias today on DAX. Yeah, sells looking like below this range, man. Breakout sells. What's 15 minutes saying? 15 minutes a little bit lower. Interesting. I think 15-minute sells below here could be a potential here. Keep an eye on that, obviously, after Frankfurt Open. Inside of this current range, if we pop up, can we take any other sells? Maybe selling back down to the 4 hour support could be not out of the question here. If we anticipate it, because this will be the daily flip, right? This will be the daily flip, so we can anticipate it to push through. So if we're gonna play it, risk it for the biscuit, I think there's a small selling zone right here we could look to capitalize off. See how big that is though. So if you get a perfect close, yeah, it's only 8 pips here. Well, 8 points, 800 pips, 85 pips, sorry. So yeah, 85 pips, but you know, in 8 points in terms of that. So we'll have to see. If you get a perfect close, you can maybe push it, depending on SL and everything, and then expect price to get below this zone. So yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, gold approaching our zone here. See, no pullbacks here, right? We've had no pullbacks, no 50-minute pullbacks. Pretty hard to get involved in that. We've had no close above except for this close above here. But I'm not going to run 50 pip stop loss here. I'm all right. I think buying in Asian session was very sensible here. Asian session, this buy here was very easy to get up to here, get your 1-to-1, or this setup 2 here actually didn't break the highs till a bit later, so you probably have to use 5 minutes to get into that. Yeah, even 5 minutes a little bit tough, it closed a little bit higher. So I guess if I'm looking at 1 hour, there's not really any 1 hour setups, unless obviously you take this one right now, but again, that's that same 47, 50 pip stop. Same thing. That's realistically the only way you get in. Otherwise, if you're trying to take it right now at this time and put stops somewhere tight like this, you're going to get messed up. The same way a lot of people would have just got messed up on this wick here. Probably stopped out with spread unless you accounted for spread. But, you know, a lot of people forget to do that. A lot of people forget to do that. Which is a bad habit. You should do that. Always account for spread. So, yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Let me put this in here. I want to see what the guy's planning here as well. Always like to go over the plans. More structures for buys is on gold. Yeah, I think at the time here that was good. That looked good at the time. Possible sells to bottom of range. Yep, that's the same plan. Buys above. Yep. Sells below. Yep. Buy above. Yeah, I'm more hesitant on these buys, but I do think it does make sense. Not the cleanest. Yeah, I'd actually look a little bit above there to try get to this. It is not the cleanest, but I guess that would be the option. You want this deep pullback. I think, yeah, safer buys are always going to be above here, back above here. But I think we could also look for smaller pullbacks. You did mention that, so yeah. Just make sure you're identifying how deep. Remember, if this move happens and then you're looking for sells, might not happen in the session. Let's put buys, sells below there. All right. Read this. Structure first, I agree. GU buy sell again, try to be looking inside of the range. selling below these lows, by the time it gets there, you're going to be screwed. You know, it's going to be game over. Move of the day would have been done. Oh, these are the worst charts to look at. Can't see anything. Sell. Yeah, he just copied my plan here. Yeah, just copying my plan. Joking. We are getting that pullback into this zone, so it's going to be interesting. Did you change the win rate? I think it's around the same, to be honest. I haven't calculated it. 92 wins, 29 losses, should be about 76. 76, maybe 76 point something, doesn't really matter too much. Not too bothered. Let's see this. Buys above the range. Sell, yeah, same selling zone. Fair. Makes sense? Tradesharpe, there's a lot of fake accounts with your name on Discord. I got like 5 invite friendships. Yes, I know, and they're all banned from the group. That's what's crazy. So what they have is they obviously have someone in the group who is sending them accounts, and then they add you with those accounts. So they have like spies in the group, and they're running a little system. Very hard to find out these spies because they just joined back with different random names. So it's just an unfortunate thing. They're obviously lifeless people who are just broke and don't have anything better to do with their life. But if you're getting scammed by people like this in 2024, you really need to check what you're doing. You know, you really need to check, because it should be pretty easy to avoid these type of scams. They're pretty obvious. You know, I don't. And also, check the name, man. You know, they can't copy my name. Yes, they can try to message you, but they can't copy your name. And why would I message you? I have no reason. All of my official links are always in the description of my Instagram and my YouTube videos. So don't trust any links or any random, like, if you've never heard me talk about some sort of product, I probably don't have it, right? I mean, you can go to my website. There's basically one website on my product with a public price, which is $55. So they're charging $200, $300. You're not gonna, that's obviously a scam, right? And it's shocking to me that people have messaged me saying that they paid them $200, but they don't want to make an investment of $50 before even making the $200, because they offer some crypto exchange scam. It's like, what? Like, how are you getting scammed for a crypto exchange scam? You know? Just want to make you aware, or I'm very aware. It's just, you know, obviously it's annoying because it's bad for people. It's not nice that they keep getting spammed with invites. Unfortunate, but you know, something that we really can't avoid while having a public group. I think there's many more benefits to having a public group. In the public group, there's so much nice stuff, you know, obviously the chat and having all to know when I upload a video. Damn, only 3 fires, guys. We have 10,000 people in here and only 3 fires people are giving. This is the respect you give to my videos. I'll close the private group. But the stuff like this, the resources, all of the resources, you know, is very, very nice here. Took this. No chance, bro. No chance. What's this? I'm not sure what this is. Ah, this is, yeah, this is definitely not a setup 6, 100%. This is, yeah, breaking all the rules of that. 100%. You're saying this? I can't read your plan, unfortunately. Hopefully you can send it in a different way, maybe. I can't read that. Let's see. It's just too small. Can you guys read this? Where does it say setup 6? Oh yeah, here. If 1 hour is hit. Where is 1 hour? But that's not a setup 6. You know the rules though, right? You tell me why this is not the rules. Is setup 5 and 6 on YouTube? No, they're not. They're a little bit more complex. I explained them in the exclusive group. The only reason I do that is because if you don't understand setup 1, 2, and 3, and 4 you don't really need to understand for setup 5 and 6. But you need to understand setup 1, 2, 3 to understand setup 5 and 6. So people will try to understand setup 5 and setup 6, but they'll get it wrong. And then they'll say, it's too complicated, it doesn't work. The main reason it won't work is because they're not understanding the fundamental setups. They're not understanding the fundamental setups. You know, obviously, and setup 1, 2, setup 1, 3, you know, these setups were taking most of the time. You can see if you go in the journal, setup 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. These extended setups are setup 5, setup 6 would be the extended setups. But you can see a lot of the time we're taking setup 1, some setup 2s as well. But yeah, you need to explain, Claudio, why this is not valid, right? This is obviously not valid. How's it not valid? Just hit TP? Yeah, bro, you can do what you want. It's your choice. Not gonna deal with that. Here to trade. Also, 5-minute setup underrated. It's been treating me kind every time. Yeah. I checked gold. Is it worth buying up to next resistance? Like I said, we have no structure. So if you're trying to buy here, you risk it pulling back on you. Like this, you see, we pull back heavy. I'm happy to take the pullback trade. That's what I'm looking for myself. Or for it to create structure and then we trade the continuation. We have two choices right now. But to buy after basically we've had the push is a little bit of a bad idea long term here. Because you don't know. Right now it's 50-50. We can either create structure or we can pull back, you know, heavy. You know? Makes perfect sense. Thank you. All good, man. All good. GU buys. I think we need above the range for GU buys. Let me just put a line there. I think this is where GU buys should be executed on. Unpopular opinion, focus on market structure, liquidity, supply and demand. These are market drivers. Apply price action after you have your boxes ticked. Yep. Also, fundamentals are driver of the market, right? That's very important as well. Fundamentals are drivers of the market. I need new books to read for trading. Any suggestions? I have Naked Trading the Zone. I've never read any I never read any trading books myself. I've never read any trading books myself. I like to read books that are outside of trading, but you know, depict business and stuff like this, and then take those ideas and bring them into trading. Because you'll notice trading is actually a skill that has very, very strong cross correlation, you know, with all other aspects in life, right? In terms of entrepreneurship and business, it's all very much the same. DAX creating range for potential sells, daily no bottom wick. Yeah, that's what I'm also thinking here. But let's see what it's doing at the moment. Yeah, it popped up here. Yeah, we get some sort of change of structure. That can make sense. This can be seen as a pullback. It would be counter trend to trade above this, since previous daily did close bearish, previous 4 hour is closing bearish. But if we were mixed bias, this is where buys would be valid. German 40 has a big bottom wick. Yeah, I mean, I don't put too much weight on wicks because it's very inconsistent between exchanges. But the idea is, nevertheless, if there's a wick or no wick, bias is bearish, right? All right, we tapped this previous 1 hour and it does look like it is relevant. You can see I put a question mark on there. The reason I put a question mark on there is because to see if it's going to be relevant or not. It's a question, right? It is previous, but we are reacting off it. We are reacting off it. Yeah, it's annoying there's so many differences though. So, but the differences I mainly notice in wicks or gaps, right? Only problem with gold is it has no pullbacks on some hours. Exactly, but that's what we wait for, right? We can either take once it creates structure, or we can take after it forms pullback, similar to yesterday. This can all be one target. This can all be one target. So 1 hour, still no top wick. Definitely possibility to flip and make a top wick. Have to keep that an idea. Always a probability as well. Might want to retest 1 hour support right here. We have to keep in mind that 1 hour support should draw a box on that. GJ set up 2 on 5 minutes. You mean for sells? This one up here? Potentially wick fill if you're looking at that. Setup 2 I normally consider on a 15 minute. Bank of Japan news, moving pairs. Keep an eye out. Thank you, brother. Thank you. What news did we have here? Let me check financial juice. Yeah, we have a bit of system report here. What are they saying? Banks' lending stance is also remain accommodative. So what they're saying is they're still keeping their currency the same here. Despite increasing lending rates, firms' demands for loans has risen. Wow. That's interesting. Financial, it's necessary to address potential vulnerabilities appropriately and ensure the stability of Japan's financial system into the future. The default rate of financial vulnerable firms is rising. Interesting. Does it bother you that there's no top wick in the current 1 hour? Depends. Like, this is where we can reject and start to make it, right? But if we can close candles, form structures, yeah, it's not going to be a problem. We can deal with it. Have you noticed that support and resistance levels from prior 12 to 24 hours are less important than most recent? Yeah, because it is a case, but if the only support and resistance we had was 12 and 24 hours ago, then it's gonna be relevant. So it's a situation dependent thing. See if we can get some structure here, man. It's very extended here. We literally have nothing. Anything. Thunderstorm, pullbacks. There's a nipple wick. I'll check broker. It's always my final call. Yeah, even broker has no top wick for me. You draw your support resistance on 5-minute time frame or 15? No, all time frames. All time frames. GEO is closed above here. What's our stop loss looking like? 8 pips, 6 pips to there. It's always giving us bad. These closes are all complex closes. Maybe a thunderstorm so we can validate a retest and not a fake out. Yeah, that's true. I mean, this 5-minute resistance is going to be a break-even zone because we're in a heavy super downtrend. Like, we need to understand here, we're not bullish on GU. We're in a very super downtrend. So this would be a relief rally. Like, ideally, this is the move you're looking to set up for sells. Sells is going to be the bigger move here. Yeah, we'll see how that forms. Just go to the bathroom, come back, guys. This is where we can create some structure now and run stop loss below that. So if next 5 minute can close bullish, we can take it breaking the high. Stop loss can go below this. Now we have about a 4 pip stop loss. Looks a lot better. Obviously target up to here is already 3 pips. Up to here is going to be 8 pips. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. At least to try it for more of a... This is more of a counter trend. It's not counter bias. Bias is mixed today. We could have a relief rally. Be interesting to see if this 5 minute closes back inside of the range or back outside of the range. Right, closed. Ooh, right at. So yeah, if a 5 minute support, I think we can run the tighter stop loss here. Obviously a 30 minute close above would be the best scenario here. We'd have a lot more confirmation. I don't know if you recall, but I called gold getting smacked in NY session. Lol. Well done. Did you trade it? We traded that. That's more important. Did you trade your plan? It's not about calling. It's about, okay, what do you need to see for that to happen? Right? Calling is very dangerous. We need to see specifics. 3 pip stop for GU is for GU correct. It will be like 4 pips, yeah. DJ moving down through my zones here. This is based off, I think, still talking, what, 10:06 now, 10:21. Looks like they're done with that. Sells below this range makes sense here as well. Eight minutes for that. What do you think about Bitcoin's next moves? Can I have a quick look at Bitcoin? This 65 is the big level, man. Big level is 65. 65 is going to be do or die. So it needs to see. But like yesterday, we were discussing, as long as it respects that 65, which we did get down there yesterday on a wick. We did respect it, though. We did respect it. So now, since we're respecting it, you know, as now we will attempt to break structure here. As long as we don't form, we could start to consolidate a bit between these zones here. It's actually quite normal. And then maybe try into the 70s one more time. You know, it's not looking like we're about to fall through the floor. We're holding this structure here pretty nicely. Especially if this daily can close a little bit more bullish. Yeah, we probably retest the highs. Gold will heal today. What do you mean by heal? What do you define as heal? See if we get the structure on gold. This is good though. The more we push up here, it's just creating range for us to trade later. Can we take sells on GJ? I feel like with a close below, you would be able to take sells, yes. Do you use SMC? No, I value my testosterone levels. So no, I'm not using that. For me, I'm just a price action trader. I prefer to trade using pure price action. But if you trade using SMC then and you find profitability, then it's actually totally fine, man. It's totally fine, right? I lost my PA account with Apex and I keep losing them because I trade as soon as NY opens and I trade the breakup, but it's not working and it moves crazy. Fastman, what do you think? Well, I think you need to really reconsider what you're doing. If you're trying to do the same thing that doesn't work and you keep losing accounts, it's obviously not going to be a good idea to keep on doing it, right? Remember, a lot of these markets are a bit of common sense. So if something's not working, you need to analyze, what does the data say? What does the data say? Right? That is going to be extremely important. Do you have data on that setup, right? Don't believe just some guru who said on YouTube that's showing you him flexing profits. You need pure data. Go back test it yourself, right? That's why backtesting tools are super useful, right? That's why backtesting, tools are super useful to prove that to yourself. Second thing is, stop wasting money on challenges and actually learn the skill. Learn something that's going to be good that helps you pass the challenge. I say this time and time again. So many people spend so much money on challenges when you can spend a quarter of that money being part of somewhere where you can be held accountable and also learn to actually pass the challenge, right? Not just keep blowing it, because you're just giving unnecessary money that you're going to feel inside, and everyone has this feeling that you need to make back. And when you have that feeling you need to make it back, you're just going to rush yourself to failure. So instead of trying to make it back, just say, let me just get good at this skill first and find something that works. And then you're going to see changes, right? Otherwise, if you just keep doing the same thing, you're just going to end up digging yourself a financial grave, which is really, there's a famous saying in business is that when you're in a hole, stop digging, right? And what you're doing right now is digging, right? You're digging yourself. So if you're in a hole, stop digging. You have to start to climb yourself out of the hole. And guess what? Doing the same thing that got you in that hole is not going to let you get out. It's not going to let you get out, and you're just going to end up being stuck and just wasting money on challenges. The only people who's making money is the people who have challenges, and they're not offering you any value. They've never paid you, you've never passed, so what value do you get from that? You're not learning, you're not getting better, you're repeating the same thing, so literally it's a total waste. So as long it doesn't matter that you're not earning takes time in this game, but what matters is that you're actually getting better, right? And you can earn while learning, which is going to be the best way if you can be around others that are going to help you with that, help you with analysis, help you with the skill. You'll be able to earn at the same time while learning, but obviously you'll make mistakes, give it back, but you'll probably hang out around break even. Harry, how do you think this year has been? I think it's considerably more challenging than last year. Still profitable, but definitely harder. Yeah, for sure. Definitely more of a harder year. You have to be more mundane, more slower, but realize it's an election year. It's a 4-year cycle. Every 4 years, we normally have, I just, in general, I mean, for me, I don't have 8 years of experience to be through 2 elections where I can say that every election year is the same, but from speaking with other traders and seeing what they have to say, it's a typical thing. It's a typical thing to see, it be slightly tougher, especially with policy change on the JPY. If that's your main pair, JPY pairs, which it was for me, it's a major shift in my career, right? It's a major shift from my career, and it was a big adaptation I had to make to learn to, trade other things and be comfortable with that. Gold obviously being at very interesting levels. I mean, look, this is insane, this push. That thunderstorm played nicely, huh? Wow. So gold, no pullbacks today. No pullbacks today. So far. Unlucky. I feel like if we had a close above here, would have been nice for buys. At least then you have this structure to play with. Only other way I would see of entering is maybe this thunderstorm here, but my question would be, why are we taking this one here? If we're planning to trade 5 minute, why just not take this trade right here, right? Or this trade here? Why are we entering here? Like, it doesn't make sense. So you'd have to be your idea for the whole time. In DAX on 15 minute. Oh, I haven't checked that. What's happened on DAX? DAX closed above here. Yeah, this is a counter bias. Interested to see how counter bias works in my backtesting. I didn't check counter bias. Yeah, 5 minute is a good setup. Structure close above. It does make sense. Only thing is, if it fails, then the only thing you can account to that is bias. Because if sells play out, sells will play out below here later. He just said he doesn't read trading books. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I don't know any trading books. I mean, Trading in the Zone, of course, I've heard of it. But for me, as I said, I like to read other books and bring that into trading. I read books, definitely. That's a big part. Every single day I read. Every morning. Any business book recommendation? Depends what thing you want to learn about, I think it depends where you're struggling, right? Volume coming in GU. Let's see what GU is saying here. Oh, wow. Didn't even get this 5 minute bullish, huh? Wow. 30 minute close back inside of the range, not even above this resistance. Yeah, I don't see a way in there myself. We spoke about the 5 minute option, but we didn't even have a 5 minute. I think only way you get in on this is even 1 minute is tough. Even 1 minute. Maybe just impulsively breaking the high, but we faked out back in the range. We wouldn't have entered any earlier anyways, because our plan was to enter break of high, right? So if our plan was to enter break of high, this never happened to begin with, so we can't say that we would have been triggered, right? We had a very simple plan on GU. It was either 5 minute support to be created to trade bullish pressure, or it was if this 5 minute was going to actually close and then break the high here, we would have taken that thunderstorm. Seems like a bit of news, but remember, this could be preempting some of this PMI coming soon. Might see something being leaked. You don't know what goes on in the background here. There's definitely possibilities of something being leaked. We see this same move happen on both GBP pairs. But obviously much bigger on GU, to be honest. GBP USD broke the range. I can see that, bro. I can definitely see that. But if I'm looking at my way to enter here, my plan was literally the 5-minute closing bullish here. Even if we look at this tapping into this zone here without structure, it wouldn't even be our setup 6 here because we didn't tap into the zone. I need a change of structure. This candle close. Plus that was already tested here once. So testing again doesn't count. Yeah, something was leaked. Something was leaked. This is good liquidity grab if we want to continue down today on GJ. So if GJ wants to continue to fail here, then we can look for those sells below the range. Any type of change of structure from this resistance here, I'll actually try to sell gold here. I know it sounds crazy, but this could be the start of a downtrend because the only reason we have 4-hour break of structure. So that's massive. Hasn't happened for a long time, guys. Last time we broke structure was back here. So what happened? Yes, higher time frame, definitely more bullish, no doubt about that. But to play it as a session trader, yeah, I'm trading a session here. So even if price can retest to come back to retest this highs here, that would be my session trade. And still, I'll be able to look for buys later anyways. So it's a double win. Do you consider BOS below the wick or close below support and resistance? Below support resistance. Because the wick is what that candle could not do, right? Oops. Turkey launches airstrikes in northern Iraq, Syria after 5-kill top defense firm. Is that true? That's probably why we're having a gold pump there. If that's escalations rising, if we have escalations rising, that will be a cause. still possible, guys, in 20 minutes that this 1 hour makes a top wick, right? You have to keep that in mind. I know it seems crazy, but it's still a possibility. Taking the plunge next year to double my personal. Looking forward to smashing it. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Yeah, that'll be fun. But you can't, if you make that decision, you have to sign a treaty with yourself that you can't reduce it. Because I made the mistake of trying to reduce it. It's like, you know, you have a little rough. And also, you know, don't be in a rush to take your first trade. That was the thing. Like, I came in January full steam ahead when I know January is typically not my best trading months. Even though it's okay, it's an important month of the year. If you skip out on January, it sets you up wrong for the rest of the year, because you need to see how beginning price action forms. Really study that. Yeah, I need to remember not to send it. Yeah, it's exciting though. It's exciting. How can I show you my idea of next move on Tradingview? You can send the X code link. Check the description. It explains that. That's in the description. Check the description. Matt just subscribed. Thank you, brother Matt. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, make an effort to subscribe. We stream Monday to Friday. And would be a pleasure if you find some value from joining us on stream. If you haven't left a like, do appreciate that as well. Supports the stream, gets us towards our goal. Imagine streaming, we'll get to 1,000 viewers on stream here. I wish we could see how many streams we've done. Like, there's a little count here. Would be nice to see how many streams we've done. Does anyone know how to check that? I'll be interested to see. I should have numbered them from the beginning, then we would know. Close that because of the rejection candle. Do you agree? I'll have a look at it for you. And then, wait, you actually have annotation. Let me see your annotation. B point, that zone there, rejection candle, bearish bias. Yeah, I think you need to more consider, I think being aggressive here is going to be safer. But also consider, is it really worth it to take buys on a bearish bias? Like, what, you know, does that break your personal plan normally? You know? I think that would be the main question. But I think, yeah, being aggressive, if you are going to go counter trend, is okay. But if this wants to start creating higher lows, then you can't be upset, right? You can't be upset. Yeah, I think we have over 300 streams. It should definitely be over 300 streams, if not maybe 500 streams. Which is absolutely nuts. It's the best way for me to make content, you know? I'm not a content creator that does all this fancy stuff. I show you guys with the skill, you know? This is literally the best. I won't. I'll be proud that I was able to find discipline to close a trade. Then yeah, that's a win. Then that is definitely a win. What software do you use for trading? I use MetaTrader. That's what the software is called. Right now I'm on a website called Tradingview. Around 441 streams. Damn, I appreciate that. How did you do that? Count? Oh, you did the line like this. Each line is 4 times. And then what did you do? You counted how many lines there was? Bro, you're going mad, bro. Give the man free month. Give him free days for that. 1 free day for that. Appreciate that, man. That's impressive. 440 streams. 441 streams. Wow. I appreciate who stuck with me. 441 streams. It's pretty cool, to be honest. What's your spread on DAX? I just want to compare. I'll check for you. Actually, it's easier to check here. DAX right now is 50 points, which is 5 pips. Well, 50. What have you got? Oof, 120. Damn, that's like double and a bit. Double and a bit. Yeah, I'm enjoying DAX because of the no, you know, the thing with DAX is you can be very aggressive on DAX because there's no commission. So it's super nice when there's no commission. Oh, I opened the wrong chart. I think that looks strange. Yeah, if DAX can break structure below here, I'll be interested in sells. Follow bias will also be a setup too, right? Which broker is the best? I'm in New Zealand. You have to search in New Zealand what's available. I use IC markets. When you start tracking the win rate, average trades you take, can you know? Yeah, average trades per week, probably about 3. When I started tracking the win rate was from the beginning of the journal. This is my public journal. I show my entry, exit, and TP in every single trade taken on stream here. There is not one trade where we don't discuss it. So yeah, this is definitely something that's a very good resource, right? Very, very, very good resource, because what this will allow you to do is it will allow you to go and study how I manage the trade, because you can literally go to any stream, click the stream, 10:20 a.m. Go to 10:20 a.m. because there's a clock here, right? So here the clock is, let's find 10:20, see what time it is now once it loads. Sir, 9:52 still. 10:20, let's get to 10:20. Here, 10:20, sell order, blue line, breaking the lows. When do we get triggered? Get triggered into the sells. So you can study, what am I saying? How am I managing? What do I think about the trade right now? And all of that stuff, right? To get that journal, it's in the description. Greeting from India, myself, legendary trader in my area. Sir, can we buy gold? You're supposed to be the legendary trader. How are you legendary trader if you're asking me what to do in the market? That's not very legendary. That is not very legendary. Give me a sec, guys. I just need to go speak to someone quickly. One second, one second. My apologies. I'm back. See how pairs are doing. So GU having this monster pump here to resistance. So target met on GU. GJ, if it can close below in 6 minutes, has an opportunity here. 23. Key level is how much? 19 there, at least to break even. What would you say is different from your setups and the way of trading 2 years ago and now? Actually, pretty much the same. That's the power of the way I trade, is that I've been doing the same thing for a while, so I know the probabilities in what I do. I would say in terms of my overall market knowledge has increased and having a bit more understanding of how to adapt. Before, as a beginner, I had to be more mechanical. Right now, I can get into the fun stage of trading where even I can start to look at different setups. So recently, I just introduced the setup number 6, which is a new setup that I've been looking at, and I'm looking to implement it. Hopefully, we'll get one soon on stream. You guys will be able to see how that works. We did take one here was not an exact one, but was definitely the same. We did take it here on the 17th here. We took that setup. So it allows me to implement new things here, so which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's the difference, man, is that I don't change a whole lot because I need to do what works. I think that's the problem with a lot of traders. You see these guys on the internet who are always coming up with some new strategy, some new plan, some new fancy thing, and that's worrying for me because the market doesn't work like that. You need to adapt as a trader, but you should have your core values. I think also in the 2 years that you know, if you're looking at a 2-year period, I think I've seen the market go through different cycles, right? Yeah, mindset obviously is a big evolving thing as a trader, but also the market going through different cycles. Understand this, a lot of traders have not even been through one full market cycle, let alone one full market cycle following their plan. Like, a lot of people will speak to you and teach you they haven't been through a whole market cycle, which means from January to January trading one specific method every single day. Like, that is a lot of data, and that is something that's going to teach you a shit ton in your journey. Like, you almost need to do that before even thinking about progressing, you know? I always love to show this analogy, guys, right? You want to see something scary? Look at this. This is a monthly time frame. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 year in the market, this is only the experience you have. 1 year in the market. This is only how many months. Look how big the market is. And your experience is only price action from here to here. So you thinking that in a year you're going to be that's your experience in the market. You've only experienced these many candles on a monthly time frame, because a month is normally what we use to measure our profitability. How are we doing at the end of the month? Let alone quarters, right? If you look at quarters, it's even worse. So realize that, hey, your experience is not that much, right? So it opens your mind to think about, especially you've been in the market for 6 months only, you've only experienced 6 monthly candles. Those 6 monthly candles could have just been straight upside. So your experience is very limited to only those type of price action candles. So this is a huge factor that a lot of people miss out, that, yeah, you need lots of years, you know? So a flex should be how many monthly candles do you have? Backtesting makes us travel back in time and get that experience. Exactly. That's like a shortcut. It not only proves, but allows you to go back in time and to see, and also to compare. So let's say, this is why we have backtesting softwares, right? Because let's say you want to compare, I traded January this year, let me go backtest January now, so I forgot about it a bit, and see how many options I did miss, or with my new knowledge, you know, how do I feel, right? And this is exactly all of these setups here. The way I made these setups was to first backtest it to find if it actually is a system that works. And then this is forward testing data. This is the strongest data possible, which is forward testing data that will show you how your strategy works long term. We can see we're about a 75%, 76% win rate long term here over a year plus, which is impressive. I'm happy with it, but my backtesting data, if you go and see my backtesting data, it's actually 75% win rate. So that means my backtesting and forward testing was the same. You know? Go grab Pip Labs, wait for version 4, guys. Version 4 coming on Pip Labs, wait for version 4. It's gonna be huge, guys. I can't wait to show you. We've been keeping it super quiet, but holy crap, it's gonna be fun. Right, we have a 30-minute candle potentially closing below here. So we do have 30-minute break of structure. 15-minute, we don't have break of structure. Since we don't have 15, we can be aggressive and use a 5-minute candle closing below. You know, because we're having higher time frame closing, 1 hour closing, 30-minute closing. 15 is not, but we would have to use a 5 to get in, because if we get in right now, it's a little bit more risky because we're selling into support. But if a 5 gives us a close below, yeah, we can look to execute on that. How's GU closing? So GU is closing doji here. We did reach target for GU, so it's a little bit different for GU. 1 hour still has a little bit of room, but Again, unfortunately, I love deeper pullbacks here. Gold has been pushing here, starting to wane here. Isn't there news? Yeah, there's Euro news. There's Euro news. Could be the catalyst to give us some sort of push. Yeah, we have to worry about Euro news, right? We have to make sure we're in profit in our position, or making sure we have finger on the button in case things start to get crazy. But it can spike. It can spike. I don't know why I'm so fucked up. I literally made 20% this month. Now I want to risk that whole 20%. I don't understand. I am fine with risking all of my progress in one trade. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is greed. You are right. You have identified it yourself. It's greed. And it's showing your gambling instincts. You have a gambling instincts. You want to have a gamble. And gambles are not good. You need to have estimated gambles with probabilities on your side. If you have a 60% win rate, your 40% chance you blow all of your hard work, you know? So I probably wouldn't do that if I was you. I'd probably say just leave the charts for the rest of the month. How many days left in this month? Go enjoy yourself. 20% month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days left. 7 days left for this month. Go enjoy yourself. Have some fun. You're done. 20%. If I made 20% this month, I'm done for the month. I don't need to do anything more. I'm happy with that, content, and I want to enjoy my time. That's the beautiful thing of being a trader. People think being a trader needs to be at the chart every single day, hectic. Yeah, we work hard because I'm here to do a job and to make money, and as much money as I can. But realistically, if that job is done, I want to enjoy my time, right? That's why I trade mostly one session, right? I do trade New York, but intensively I'm here in London. New York, I'm at the gym, and I'm always trading it, sending my ideas in the group and all of that good stuff. But that's the beauty of being a trader, is we don't want to be held hostage towards the charts. Never. If you're being held hostage towards the chart, you're being a slave. And tell me how slaves have done in the past. You know? You need to dictate what you want to do at the charts, not the charts dictate you as a person. Now, charts will dictate what you have to do, but that has to revolve around your plan, right? Can't revolve around the charts plan. Because like GU today, the charts plan was to say, hello, good morning, I'm fucking pushing through here, no problems. This was the charts plan today. But that was not my plan. So I'm not going to let this affect me. How much water you drink during stream? Not too much, man. People think I am some sort of water machine, but I have to realize, if you're a high performance individual, eating a lot of food for performance, carbohydrates are high, talking like I am, and operating at a high level, you need water. Water is life. It is very important. Most of you guys do not drink enough water. Water is super important. And with that, I will drink even more water. Cheers. Hey man, just joined your session for the first time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Aleno Evian, Masafi. Complete 180 I gave you. UJ looking for sells. Yeah, UJ is clean for sells here. I don't trade UJ myself, but yeah, UJ set up one close below here. Close below on all time frames, to be honest. 5-minute liquidity grab. Yeah, UJ would be a setup one here. Just need some room. Stop loss would have to be back inside the range. Like, where's my measurement tool? Somewhere back inside 16, 17 pips, something like that. Key level on UJ? Yeah, I think you have to use that as break even or watch zones. But yeah, I don't trade UJ. I need to just double check, make sure all your weekly levels are there. I haven't marked up daily levels. You are pushing into this previous daily, but haven't tapped it yet. Previous daily rejection here. What's bias? Bias should be mixed, right? Where's 4 hour pushing into? These wicks here right now. Let's see how that looks here. Yeah, you have space there. That's basically that key level. So realistically, key level is the only zone you need to be watching, which makes sense. You know, if you start to create support from key level or fail at key level, stuff like that. Want to see how DAX opened here at London Open? London Open spiked up here. We were looking good actually to play out these sells here. We were getting very close for the sells. Still could play out, but maybe it looks like it wants to play a bit of counter trend today. 1 hour still has no bottom wick. That's another thing, Bram, to consider. Like, holding through London Open is definitely a very risky thing, right? So you're safer not to hold through London Open. I would have closed before, yeah. And then guess what? To close before, you're basically like stop loss hit, right? It sucks. And then you would have seen London Open do this, and it just becomes such a frustrating trade. So if you look at your decision, overall, it's a great decision. Even if, right, even if you closed and it started pumping, remember, you don't know that. So this is this exact situation is what you avoided today. So long-term, consider that. Long-term, that you're avoiding this situation regardless of the outcome, because you don't know the outcome as you're a trader. You just trade off probabilities and expectations, right? So you have to make the best decision in the scenario, and that decision you made today could have, you know, this would have been a very frustrating operation here, because you would have got out at a loss. It would have come back to entry London Open. Harry suggests a risk calculator for DAX. You guys need to search online. I'm sure, I think maybe my FX book has one, but just risk management, guys, I really can't help you with risk management, because this is basic stuff, you know. You need to be calculating by another easy way to calculate is experiment, you know. Experiment with your broker. You can have a look at that by dragging and just seeing how much it is before or after, all of that good stuff. You can see all of that information. Bro, do you know why people drink sparkling water? Because it has like a little bit of a taste, right? There's something to it, right? There's a little bit of something special, you know? Also, if you want to rip a massive burp, then you need to be chugging down the sparkling water, bro. Can't do that with normal water. I need help finding entries and executing trades. My analysis most of the time is accurate, but I failed in finding popular entries my trades. How can I improve this? Have an entry strategy. So I don't know if you trade similar to me, but if you do, then I can help you with entry strategies, because that is what I have. There's a basic video on my YouTube channel. Another thing, which is my entry strategy video. So check that out. This one here. So this will tell you how I enter in my trades. Also check out the 4-step strategy as well. This will help you on top of that. So that's one way. The other way is to make defined rules and backtest those rules. So you can use a backtesting software. Of course, we have one. This is our company that we own. You can use something like this to go and test them to see if it actually works. That's why you need to do this work, right? Version 4 is coming, so don't buy it. I would say wait for version 4, guys. I mean, there's going to be a discount that you're never going to get maybe again, to be honest. Well, I know you won't get it again, because we won't be able to run the company, unfortunately. This is perfect time to go long on GJ today. We're bullish. Yeah, higher time frame, yes. We just need to see if we can find an entry to catch those buys. We are getting into a buying zone. See how it forms today. Looking a bit messy. How about SL in buy? Well, that's what we're basically looking for, right? Because you have to remember, guys, risk to reward plays a massive role in the markets here. If you're looking to just rip a buy right now and put stop loss below the range, which is exactly where you have to put your stop loss for probabilities to be on your side, you're really causing yourself a headache because it's going to take a shit ton of movement. Now, I know you guys see on YouTube, there's like this, you know, people who just put big, you know, they might just close at 10 pips or 12 pips or something without doing this, but doesn't really make money unless you have super high win rate. You have to remove that from your mind. It's not going to help you long term. Geo flying, yeah, Geo's unfortunate bird today. Geo's a very unfortunate bird. We were planning this quite to the T here, but this 1 5-minute candle comes to ruin our day. I really don't see, man. Even 1 hour didn't give us a chance, man. Damn. Even 1 hour. Yesterday was a good day in the market. Two trades back to back. Pretty good to have that, to be honest. Pretty clean when that happens. This 5-minute close here on DAX is clean, but counter trend for me. Not counter trend, but counter bias. Back to the 15-minute resistance. Very close to the 1 hour though. Harry, please suggest risk calculator for DAX. If you weren't listening, I can't help you. I'm sorry. Gold is set up close. Okay, I'll have a look at this special for you today. You get this. I'll get to look at it just for you. Because you've been here for a while. I've seen you post the link. Made the effort to make the link. So that effort will be rewarded. You're looking for sells here on gold. Smart money trader looking for your fair value gaps. Which fair value gap, bros? Too many. I would say I don't get your short in terms of what you're looking to retest into, man. You know, I don't know what this is a retest of. It's a little bit below the range. I would say at least look to retest the range, but if you're going to take this trade, why not wait for some sort of resistance to be formed here? I get the sells, but I would love resistance to be formed. That'll give you your confirmation. Instead of this just doing this and then you get stopped. Why not wait for resistance? It's not like this is a zone where you can get heavy reaction off, right? This is just a support. Price doesn't have to, because if price closes back inside that support, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. Yeah, maybe he's volume profile trader. He's selling from point of control. Again, if you're selling volume profile, that point of control is coming from this support here. So you want to see reaction. There needs to be some form of reaction. Let's have a look. Because yeah, I have the same idea of taking shorts, but I want to see resistance form. So if I see a candle close bearish, then yeah, I will take those sells. If it closes back in the range, I assume it's going to continue higher in my opinion. I might be able to populate a buy here on GJ from this support right here. If price can break back into this support here, I'll look for a buy the minute it wicks into this zone. The problem is, do we have enough bearish momentum right now? Problem is this level above it. So price might want to just respect this level here and not actually come into the zone here. Because we have a nice setup, one closed above the range here, deep close above the range. No top wick on current candle. So if this can continue to come down here and come back into our zone, I will be able to take buys from that zone. Stop loss below the range here for about 15 pips. And look to continue this move bullish today with mixed bias. This will be a very nice entry as well. If I get this entry somewhere around here, look to potentially hold runners if this is going to play out a higher time frame bounce and form the support I've been wanting to form. What if the top wick come first? Yeah, I'll still take it. If price just closes this bearish and then the next one closes bullish above, then I'll leave it because now we're creating support above. It's not going to make sense. But if price now the next 5 minutes just keeps closing bearish until we reach here, then I'll be interested. Yeah, that'll be interesting. So if we can get this coming back into the zone and I start to see it wicking out, I'll take a buy. So let's see here. What setup would that be? It's one of my new setups. So it's a modification on a setup 1, right? We have a setup 1 close above the range here. It's just a modification. Won't make sense to you probably, but in the exclusive group we had a whole webinar on it. On this type of setup, I'll be using a little bit reduced risk since it's new. So I just don't want to put myself in a hole basically, but I like it. Setup 6 requires aggressive management with mixed bias. Yeah, the only thing with this setup here is that we have this resistance here. So I wonder if that becomes problem. Just curious on your thoughts about previous 1 hour closing below. Could be a liquidity grab to continue down. Yeah, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. But I would be looking more at the 15 range. Yeah, this is interesting scenario because we have previous 15 closing above the range, but then previous 1 hour and previous 30-minute closing below. Yeah, this is a unique scenario, right? Because we have both. Cheers, Dave. Very unique scenario, this. I've actually not played out this scenario much. If not, I haven't even noticed the times I played it out. I wonder if I still want to take it then. I think I'll get it with time. Best way to get it, man, is that if you just study the video in the exclusive group. It's a little bit more complex. GBP news in 40 minutes? Yes, in 40 minutes. We have a little bit more news in about 7 minutes coming from the euro here. Right? 7 minutes we have euro news coming in. Maybe I paper trade this. Or super low risk, I'm not sure. It's a tough one. Makes sense, but then yeah, you are right about that. I appreciate you pointing that out. It does definitely change some stuff here. We did tap something. Well, not exactly, but... yeah, interesting scenario, I'm not gonna lie. Which asset is giving good results? Whichever asset has your setup is gonna give good results, I hope. If your setup has a high win rate. Buy and sell? Well, I know the sells would be on a close below here. Is this your setup 5 or setup 6? This is setup 6. Five minutes till news here. Interested to see what the last news did on euro. Holy. Well, hello. Last news definitely caused some bearish momentum here on the euro. I wonder if this next news event is going to do the same. See what numbers came out as. Oops, wrong one. So French came back as lower than expected. Right, so any number above 50 means that that sector is growing, services sector is growing. Any number below 50 means that that sector is contracting. So we're seeing contraction in services, contraction in basically in manufacturing. So it's bringing in a weak euro And they're basically going to expect the same for Germany, especially with Germany reducing interest rates, which should actually help the sectors. We are creating resistance on gold here. 5 minute might change structure as well. If this can close deep below, we might have a little counter trend, not counter bias though, but counter trend sell, depending on top wick. Four-hour didn't tap that previous 4 hour though, so I don't know. That's not target tapped. We need to find out what we're rejecting right now. Did 1 hour retest this? It's a little bit early, to be honest. We even closed back inside of this zone here as well. I feel like it's early, if I'm being honest. Especially if this 5 closes back in range, definitely early. We need to wait for the full retest. Yeah, this looks like it's closing above. Gold likely to react off these, maybe for next pump down to continue bearish momentum. Well, that's what I was looking for. Yes, that's also a 4 hour. If you check on 4 hour, that's what I mean. It's a little bit early, but we are breaking structure now. So this might be the one that can do it. Especially with no top wick here. I mean, no bottom wick. Looks decent for aggressive option. Yeah, I might give this a shot, to be honest. Wide SL, I would want tight SL because I wouldn't expect it. Once I expect it to flip, I expect it to go, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot myself here. Break of these lows. $23, 24 pip stop. Break of these lows actually. Yeah. Yeah, that's my plan. If we can break these lows. Look for a sell. Oops, wrong tool. Down into these lows. Stop loss above this candle zone here, 25, 26 pip stop. Five-minute candle closes bullish back inside the range. I probably will think about a different position as it's not going to be the same. 5-minute candle closes back outside the range. It's a thunderstorm as well. I don't mind that. Closes back in the range, especially if it breaks structure here. I'm not going to take it. So yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan for sells. Minute no bottom wick could be juicy. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we'll have to see how this 5-minute closes though. It's closing pretty strong, so I'd want to see at least a 5-minute close bearish so we don't get wicked in, because this is 1-minute structure here, you see? So if this just gets wicked in and then you respect 1-minute structure, you're screwed. We'll see 23 seconds if this 1 minute wants to dump and close below. Gold is one of those fake reversal I spoke to you about, Harry. If this is the candle that's come down, top wick, with no top wick, then I would have taken it. Yeah. But isn't your fake reversal with a bit longer wick here to get the wick fill? Guys, I'm gonna wait to see this here. So I might still take this sell, but I want to see how it reacts off these lows. I don't want to get it spiked down, get triggered in. If you remember yesterday, I did that same clutch on gold. This is the same similar scenario. We have broken structure towards the upside. It's a very key candle that I know it's just a 5 minute, but it does make a difference because the 5 minute will build the next 15 minute here. So I need to be extremely careful with the way I approach this, because we are selling a little bit prematurely here as well, right? We didn't really reach the full zone here. Please be careful when working with the 5-minute charts. I stopped looking at anything less than 50 minutes. Mostly trade on 30 minutes. Any entry decision. Yeah, my decision is made on a 30-minute. I'm just looking at the 5-minute to make sure we don't get faked out, right? It's for more accuracy. You'll be able to see that long term. So yeah, confirmation, totally agree with you. Confirmation, I'm not really using a 5-minute time frame in Forex. To discuss another time, probably not helpful. No, I know. I'm just asking. Isn't it normally the one with a longer top wick? What payment method did you use to withdraw an IC? I used bank transfer. Wire, that's what they call it on their website, but it's a bank transfer. Foaming shampoo shape. Holy shit. I don't know what that is. Yeah, this is closing bullish now. We're seeing 2 5-minute candle close bullish. So I think it's best to wait for a 5-minute candle close below here as well. See how DAX is done today. Yeah, ripped towards the upside so far. I wonder if this can be one big fake out. With this 15-minute closing bearish here. If we get a close below here, can that be the catalyst of the sells to start? Could that be the catalyst of the sells? Find out on today's episode. I might look at that here. Give it 5 minutes or so. Give me a sec. Yeah, right. Bigger wick is better than more to be see strong reverse candle low straight away. Yeah. Yeah, especially no top wick is nice. That would also give me confidence. Do you think learning how to code or quantitative finance would help improve their trading? Not really, not really. Quantitative finance, yes, because you will be very analytical. But, you know, quant is a very different type of I mean, I don't want to get into how quant works. I mean, you can think about quant working like you have one node here, one node here, one node here, one node here, one node here. And then they're all connected with lines. And they look at the probabilities that if this line connects with this line, how many times would... It's a lot, but it's through quantum, you know, it's quantitative, right? Analytics here that are able to catch very specific small moves, if that this move at this time and certain moves at a different time and all of that stuff. See, this 15 minutes gonna close bullish here, which is very interesting. Unless we can do some action here and it closes very weak bullish. See how this closes here? Last 30 seconds pumping up here. Are we shorting it or waiting for higher entry? We could look to prematurely short it, but it's not lining up pretty well here. We're seeing a lot of rejection coming through. So it will be a little bit of waiting. I think the next 15 minute can actually give you very nice. If the next 15 minute closes something like this. If you get that on next 15 minute, that will be your short, right? Because look, we're closing quite strong bullish here, creating support. You don't really want to sell at that support. Price could easily now wick this in and then flip bullish. Right? This will happen quite a lot. You would see that. Price could do this and then just end up in the range. Maybe potentially retest this zone. And then if it retests this zone, then maybe later it comes down, closes below here, and then you get your bigger sells. That would be enough liquidity for the bigger sells. Guys, as a reminder, check this out. Reminder, everyone listen up. Why is it not showing on here? Yeah, here. Sunday, daylight saving time shift, guys. Daylight saving time shift. Sunday, guys, keep that in mind. Daylight saving time shift on Sunday. Very important. Next week, Monday next week, we are not streaming at 9:30 a.m. Dubai time. Everything will be shifted an hour for me. If your country adjusts their time zone, right? If your country adjusts their time zone, then you need to also, it will not affect you. But if it does not, then everything will be shifted an hour, because now London Open will not be 11 a.m. Dubai time. It will be 12 p.m. Dubai time, right? We're going to see London Open at 12 p.m. So understand that it is very, very, you know, very important. Harry, let's be real. People will tell you you're streaming on the wrong time for at least 2 weeks. You know it, bro. You know it. But at least I can say I warned it, right? So set your alarms. 10:30 a.m. we will be live streaming. 10:30 a.m. we will be live streaming from next week. Chat proceeds to ask me, what time will I stream? Damn. Obviously, I'll be streaming an hour later. Guys, this is getting slow. If the trade comes after stream, I'm sorry. I'm not going to stick. I actually have an important appointment I have to get to today. So I can't stay on too long, as I want to just discuss some guys in the exclusive group. But if we do end up taking it there, you guys will see. You know the plan. You know the plan. So if you don't take it yourself, it's just your laziness or lack of accountability to be taking trades yourself. So make sure to do that. And yeah, I appreciate everyone showing up. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's stream there. And last day of the month, of the week tomorrow. So let's see what happens. This could set up pretty soon, but I'm not gonna sit here just waiting. Setup could happen pretty soon. Keep that in mind. Take care all. If it happens right after stream, it's typical, but you guys know the plan. So take care all, and hopefully speak to you guys very, very soon. Peace. See you guys. See you.